Did it work? Did it clickbait you? Are you angry? You are? Good, because now I'm going to be telling you about why Jetpack Cat, aka Fika, has one of the best designs in Overwatch history! Skip the preamble, roll that intro! Now listen, I usually don't state my opinions as fact. Usually. But this time, I won't be calmly disagreeing with any arguments against me. No. I will be standing on business anytime anyone tries to slander this beautiful design. Now, obviously, Fika is Overwatch's version of the cute animal mascot character. An obvious dig at Jeff the Land Shark. But for me personally, Jetpack Cat works so much better than Jeff. And while in terms of design's actual cute factor, it's pretty equal, characterization-wise, Fika is so much better than Jeff to me. I feel like it's important to point out that in the case of Jeff, the idea of him being this terrorist, this disciple of King Vaughn, that interpretation of him was entirely community-made. So while the devs of Marvel Rivals want you to see Jeff as this cute little shark character that you can play as and have fun, the community quite literally either sees him as that or the literal spawn of Satan. And why that doesn't work as much for me is because in the case of Jeff, the latter option doesn't seem as much intended as it is. And while that obviously works in their favor because more memes get made out of him, more horror stories get told about him, it doesn't feel as intended. They really want you to think that this shark is the most adorable thing that you've ever seen. And while that's obviously also the case with Fika, they also did a really good job of making her a smug little shit. Just the decision alone to make her a cat was so perfect because cats are not only adorable, but genuine assholes. I mean, her gameplay is literally the equivalent of walking up to something and knocking it off of a counter. They did such a good job of making the thematic fantasy of being a dickhead little cat, and what makes it even better is that it's so blaringly, obviously intentional. We've all heard that one voice line. We've all struggled to track her on a hit scan character. We've all been kidnapped by her while playing tank as she just proceeds to drop you off of the map. And what makes it so much worse, what makes it so much more anger-inducing, is the fact that it's nothing but that feline little prick. This character's job is to turn you into an old man who's screaming at the clouds, and she does that so perfectly. And her design is so simple, there's really not that much to it, but it's that simplicity that makes it capture that rage-inducing essence so well. If this was some cyborg cat decked out in all this robotic wear, it wouldn't be as rage-inducing, because nothing sells the idea of dying to something so stupid more than dying to a regular cat. I know I keep bringing up Jeff, but Jeff's inspiration for Jetpack Cat is very important to why this character works so well. A lot of voice lines and interactions in Marvel Rivals do this work to try and make you feel bad for Jeff. It's this idea that he's this lab experiment that, oh, how could you ever bring harm to something so cute? The fact that Jetpack Cat is a normal cat, a smug little asshole with a cute face, it just makes you want to grab this cat and slam it onto the ground. The reality about this character's design is that there's really not much to say about it. It looks cute, looks practical, but there's some genuine form of beauty to the fact that there's not really much to write home about in regards to this character's design. Obviously, one like this is going to stand out very well among the very cluttered and accessorized design that Overwatch has. When I first looked at this character, I thought it was just a cash grab. I was looking at it and I'm like, this is boring as shit. Those big old eyes, that constant cat smile, do such a good job of bringing in the players who want to play as the cute cat character and bringing in the rage of the people who don't want to die to the dumbass adorable cat. And all of this is to say that a character design can serve more than one purpose. In the exact same way that you can make an attractive character that is cool, you can make an unattractive character that is cool. And I think what works best in a lot of character designs for me personally is a bit of contrast. Something that gives the design characterization and nuance rather than just fitting it into a specific archetype. And in a lot of cases, like Fika, the best workaround to that is to fit a character into two archetypes at the same time. Every character design needs a basis, a foreground to start from. A character like Billy from Deadlock came simply off of the basis of a punk anarchist. And when building off of that idea, I'm sure they not only came up with the goat head because, you know, crashing into everything with reckless abandon, but they also gave him that little adorable goat plushie for contrast. And in the case of Fika, she's this normal, adorable little cat with fucking machine guns. It's that contrast that makes her eye-catching, believable, while maintaining the suspension of disbelief in regards to her design because the machine gun barrels are in the shape of a paw print. They gave her all this fighter pilot gear in order to give you this idea that this cat probably knows what she's doing, but at the same time, you're looking at it and you're like, this is a fucking cat. Cat, why is she here? So I genuinely think that it's needless to say, Fika, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10 design. My genuine only complaint about this character is that her in-game name is not Fika. Jetpack Cat was the most stupid decision they could have made to name this character. Wrecking Ball works because it sounds cool. Just name her Fika and be on with it. Lastly, what would I do to tweak this design? Nothing. It's perfect. And this is coming from someone who doesn't even like to play her, nor am I the target demographic for people who tend to like this kind of character design. As I mentioned before, I like edgelords. I've been a Reaper main since Overwatch 1. That's how you know Jetpack Cat is good. Or not. It really is all subjective. Regardless, I think that's all I have for now. Be sure to like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know you will. Peace.